Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to teach you how to play Betty by Taylor Swift on the ukulele. Now I'm going to be playing in C major, the original key of the song. If you'd like to follow along to a lead sheet, I have a link to that in the description, as well as a link to a cover I did of this song, so feel free to check that out after you watch this tutorial. Now let's get started. So just to give you a quick overview, I'm going to be breaking down the song one section at a time, starting with the verse. But before that, I'm going to talk about all the fingerings for the chords. So if you're an expert at ukulele, feel free to skip ahead to this time. Alright, so here are the chords that we're going to be using for the majority of the song, and then here are the chords that we're going to be using at the key change. Yes, there is a key change at the very end of the song if you didn't notice by just listening to it. Alright, starting with C major, it's very easy. All you have to do is with your third finger, place that on the third fret of the first string like this, and it sounds like this. And next is E minor, and we place our second finger on the second fret of the first string, our third finger on the third fret of the second string, and our fourth finger on the fourth fret of the third string. And it sounds like this. Then A minor, all we have to do is place our second finger on the second fret of the fourth string, like this. And then there's G major, in which we place our second finger on the second fret of the first string, our third finger on the third fret of the second string, and our first finger on the second fret of the third string. And it sounds like this. And then F major, we place our first finger on the first fret of the second string, and our second finger on the second fret of the fourth string, and it sounds like this. And then F minor, we place our fourth finger on the third fret of the first string, our second finger on the first fret of the second string, and our first finger on the first fret of the fourth string, and it sounds like this. Alright, so those are the chords for the majority of the song, and you could easily just play the entire song using those chords, but if you'd like to stick around for the key change, I will show you just now. If not, again, feel free to skip ahead to this time. Alright, so we have D major, where we place our third finger on the second fret of the second string, our second finger on the second fret of the third string, and our first finger on the second fret of the fourth string. And it sounds like this. Alright, next we have F sharp minor, which sounds kind of scary, but trust me, it'll be okay. All we have to do is put our third finger on the second fret of the second string, our first finger on the first fret of the third string, and our second finger on the second fret of the fourth string. And it sounds like this. Alright, so then we have B minor, in which we place our entire first finger on all the strings of the second fret. And then we put our third finger on the fourth fret of the fourth string, and it sounds like this. Now, if you're struggling with the shape of that chord, because it is a little difficult to get used to, all you have to do is something very similar to D major, and we just move that chord down, and we have our third finger on the second fret of the first string, our second finger on the second fret of the second string, and our first finger on the second fret of the third string. And it sounds like this. Now, when you're playing that chord that way, make sure not to play the fourth string, and an easy way to do that is to simply damp the fourth string with your thumb over top like that, and play a chord like that. And then there's A major, which is very similar to A minor, in which we place our first finger on the first fret of the third string, and our second finger on the second fret of the fourth string, and it sounds like this. And that's it. So now we're going to play through these chord progressions in order, starting with the verse. But real quick, the strumming pattern that we use goes like this. Down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Alright, so the progression for the verse goes like this. C, E minor, A minor, G, F, and then back to G. And when we strum it, it goes like this. Now, one thing to notice about that is that the last two chords that we use, F and G, are both held out longer than the rest of the chords. Listen again. So the pre-chorus starts off the same as the verse, like this. You heard the rumors from the nest, you can't believe a word she says. Most times, but this time it was true. And then it goes to A minor, G, C, F, A minor, G, F, and that holds, and then again we have a G that holds. So this is how I play it. It has a little bit of a syncopation to it, so I play with the palm of my thumb like this. The worst thing that I ever did was what I did to you. And all together, it goes like this. You heard the rumors from the nest, you can't believe a word she says. Most times, but this time it was true. The worst thing that I ever did was what I did to you. And now the chorus. Luckily, the chorus is very similar to the verse in that there's only really one difference. See if you can spot it. C, E minor, A minor, G, F, A minor, G. So the difference happens at the very end. Instead of holding out F and holding out G, what we do is play F, then A minor, and then hold out G. So it sounds like this. But if I just showed up at your party, would you have me? Would you want me? Would you tell me to go straight to hell? Or lead me to the garden? In the garden, would you trust me if I told you it was just a summer thing? I'm only 17, I don't know anything, but I know I miss you. And next we have the bridge, which goes like this. A minor, G, F, G. One thing to notice about that is the fact that those chords are played twice the length of the normal chords we've been using in the verse, pre-chorus, and chorus. So with the lyrics, it sounds like this. I was walking home on broken cobblestones, just thinking of you when she pulled it back. A figment of my worst intentions, she said, James, get in, let's drive. Those days turned into nights, slept next to her, but I dreamt of you all summer long. And then right after that is a little bit of an instrumental section, which starts off exactly the same as the verse. C, E minor, A, G, F, G. But then after that, it goes A minor, G, F, F minor. So to play that together, it goes like this. And then right after that is the last verse into the last pre-chorus, but I wanted to mention this because the pre-chorus is a little different than normal. Instead of going into that verse progression, that C, E minor, A minor, G, F, G, it completely skips that and goes right into that A minor section, like this. A minor, G, C, F, A minor, G, F. So the words are, the only thing I wanna do is make it up to you. Like that. And then right after that, it goes into somewhat of the chorus. It's the same chord progression for the chorus, and it says this. So I showed up at your party. So starting from that last verse and going into the pre-chorus, it sounds like this. Betty, I'm here on your doorstep, and I planned it out for weeks now, but it's finally sinking in. Betty, right now is the last time I can dream about what happens when you see my face again. The only thing I wanna do is make it up to you. So I showed up at your party. Yeah, I showed up at your party. And now the key change. Now if you don't want to play the key change, like I said before, it's totally fine. You could easily just play the chorus like you did before. But personally, I think it's just a really cool moment in the song. The lyrics change, so it makes sense that the chorus changed in chord progression too. Anyway, if you'd like to follow along, here's how it goes. It goes D, F sharp minor, B minor, A major, G, B minor, and then A major again. So here's what that sounds like when you strum it. Yeah, I showed up at your party. Will you have me? Will you love me? Will you kiss me on the porch in front of all your stupid friends? If you kiss me, will it be just like I dreamed it? Will it patch your broken wings? I'm only 17, I don't know anything, but I know I miss you. And then last but not least, we have the little outro that goes like this. D, A major, G. And there's kind of a syncopation to it, which sounds like this. And that syncopation is a little too difficult. Feel free to play it however you'd like. And that, my friends, is how to play Betty on ukulele. If you found this at all helpful, feel free to subscribe and ring that bell. That would help me out so much. As well as in the comments, let me know what other songs you'd like me to do next. Honestly, folklore is just incredible, so if you'd like me to do more of that, feel free to let me know. And lastly, thank you so much for watching. It's honestly such a raw, emotional song, and I hope I was able to help in some way. And feel free to comment if there's something I left out or if there's anything you'd like me to explain further. Thanks again, and I will see you in the next video. You heard the rumors from Inez. You can't believe a word she says. Most times, but this time it was true. The worst thing that I ever